You know, it's been a while since we've done one of these, hasn't it? Huh. What's going on, you guys? TBR here, back yet again with another King of Fighters All-Star video. And in today's video, we are going to be revisiting our weekly subscriber Q&A sessions where we sit back and answer a few questions from around our various socials. I figured it had been a couple of weeks since we've done one of these, since we'd been so busy with everything else going on, so why not go ahead and revisit it today, being that it's a Thursday, and what better to do on a Thursday than a Q&A. But first, before we get into all of that and more, make sure if you guys haven't already done so, you smash that like button and subscribe. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the questions. And our first question comes our way from Fam Family, who asks, will there be a spotlight video on Eno and Biken? So thank you for the question, Fam Family, as always, and as it pertains to the answer here, yes, I have already posted the Eno spotlight video. That is yesterday's video, so if you haven't seen that one, check it out. Link will be in the description. Otherwise, I should have Biken's spotlight video up tomorrow, and then sometime next week I'll work on getting Saul Badguys out there, and that will wrap up officially the Guilty Gear collaboration characters as far as spotlights are concerned. But yeah, I will definitely be getting those videos out to you, or at least the rest of those videos out to you guys over the course of the next several days, with Biken's spotlight coming probably tomorrow at this point. So stay tuned for that, and thank you for the question. And next up here, we have a question from Dead God Senpai, who would like to know when we can expect to see a rerun for Boss Syndrome Zero, as well as Boss Syndrome Ignis as a result. Now, when it comes to these two characters getting a rerun, it is probably going to be a while. For those of you who have not been keeping track at home, we still have yet to get a rerun for Boss Syndrome Nightmare Geese or Boss Syndrome Chrysalid, so at this point, we are probably going to be waiting a while. There really isn't much of a timeline here, because it does seem as though Netmarble doesn't really have a really good schedule for rerunning these characters, and it seems like more so they kind of just toss them out there for reruns whenever they feel like it. So hopefully that means in the next several months we might end up seeing them get a rerun for you, buddy, but I don't have any clue when that would be. And like I said, we're going to have to at least get the rerun for Geese and for Chrysalid before that's going to happen. So unfortunately to tell you, it's going to be a little while, but they definitely should be getting a rerun. It's just that we don't have a time frame, but thank you for the question. And this next comment comes our way from Pooh Bear, who says, the thing that sucks is there are no SS imprint stones for awakening her, and this is in regards to SS Shizuru. Why would they weaken her like that? Well, thank you for the comment, Pooh Bear, and when it comes to Shizuru here, you know, I don't necessarily think that they have weakened her in any discernible way when you consider the fact that we have so many options as far as SS imprint stones in the game. So really the biggest thing that's really going to probably upset people in regards to this is going to be the fact that you're going to need 3 unpairing kits more than likely in order to make this work, unless you're going to have just a bunch of extra stones laying around that you've never attached to anybody. So yeah, I do agree, it's kind of odd, and we had pointed this out when we did the update breakdown as to it being odd that they had not given her imprint stones whatsoever, but it is very strange to me that they didn't do it this time around. However, this is a very odd way of them implementing an SS character in the first place. So I guess it's kind of par for the course. So going forward, it'll be interesting to see if they continue this trend of giving us these SS characters this way, or if they do these kind of intermittently, or if this is going to be the way that they follow up future collaborations, just so that we have a little bit of time to save and they can still get a limited character out there, if they find a way to give us imprint stones for future ones. But yeah, I do agree, it's very strange, and it is something that definitely kind of sucks for fans of this character. However, like I said, you can still fall back on all of the past SS stones, so if you have any of those laying around or attached to a character that you don't find yourself using very often, then my recommendation would be go ahead and use some unpairing kits and go ahead and throw those on her. But thank you for the comment, Pooh Bear, as always, and I appreciate it. And this next question comes from Ken8 over on my Discord. He says, bruv, which characters do you think are going to feature on Boss Syndrome Volume 5? Will it be BS Nameless and Clone Zero completing the Nest Saga, or will it be someone else? Also, how will Netmarble implement to make Krohnen an SS character when it comes to his skills? Well, first of all, Ken8, happy birthday to you, because a little birdie tells me that it is your birthday today, so congratulations, buddy. But when it comes to this question, there's a couple different things here, so I'm going to tackle the last part first, just because there isn't as much to talk about there, in my opinion. So when it comes to any future plans for Krohnen in this game, I think it's way too early to tell. Now, I know that everybody has been wanting K99 in this game forever, whatever. K49 is a character that a lot of people really like, and particularly it seems like people who play this game really like K49, but I definitely don't see Krohnen being implemented into this game anytime soon. There are still plenty of other characters that have existed for way longer that have not been implemented yet, so I don't necessarily think they're going to have any plans for that unless they're going to shatter all of our expectations and they're going to do something to celebrate the King of Fighters 15 release later on next year. But either way, I don't see that being something that's really worth us theorizing about yet, because I don't see it coming. We'll just put it that way. Now, you make it kind of close though, because I do think that a new version of Nameless is going to be something we'll probably see here in the next several months. You know, I've talked about this in the past. We had seen in that dev video they were working on some sort of graphic or some sort of art for Nameless that looked like they were modifying the old model or something along those lines. It was tough to tell with what little they showed us. If I remember correctly, they just showed us his glove and that they were working on that. So when it comes to Nameless, I think Nameless is definitely a shoe-in for being a limited banner character within the next couple of rounds of characters. But as far as the next boss syndrome banner in general, that one I really don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. I think that at this point we're kind of in a position where, being the fact that, as you pointed out, the Nest Saga is almost completely sewn up here, it's kind of in an interesting spot right now where they could kind of go either way with it. We could move on and start getting into things such as the Ash Saga or things of that nature. We could go ahead and start moving into some more obscure characters. There's all sorts of different things that they could really do with this at this point. However, I do think that from what you've outlined here, that would make the most sense, and that's kind of where I've been leaning. And I know that I've kind of told people that a few times, that I'm kind of leaning towards them still kind of working within the Nest Saga of characters, because there's still a couple of characters they could work in there. However, there are going to be kind of pros and cons and, you know, reasons as to why or why not those characters would make any sense. So it is really up in the air in my opinion. I don't think that there's an easy answer to this question. I think that in general this is going to be one that we're going to have to wait and see on, but the nice thing is I don't think we're going to have to wait for very long at this point, because I do get the feeling that within the next couple of weeks we're probably going to start getting information as to what the next boss syndrome banner is going to be. So I guess that's something to be excited for, but either way right now, if I were you guys, I would just focus on saving, and yeah, whatever happens at that point. But anyway, you guys, I think that that is going to do it for today's Q&A. I just wanted to go ahead and get a quick Q&A in here for all of you guys today, as I am working on the final edits for that bike and spotlight video, and that should be coming you guys' way tomorrow. So for all of you guys out there who have been supportive this week and given me all the well wishes with me having several issues health-wise this week, I appreciate each and every single one of you for that. Again, thank you guys. I was reminded going through the comments picking these for this video today just how many of you had sent out your love to me and your support, so thank you guys, I appreciate it. And as always, if you enjoyed the video and found it informative, smash that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Continue.